Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas and welcome to the Steve Kenyon Podcast. I'm Steve Kenyon. We will visit today on our Classic Ropes, Classic Equine featured interview of the week with the newly crowned world champion steer wrestler, J.D. Struxness from Minnesota. Gave us a few minutes of his time, literally in between buying Christmas gifts, and we'll have a chance to hear from J.D. coming up. Today's program sponsored by Wrangler. Long live Cowboys. Thank you to the Justin Boot Company, to Resistol, proud sponsors of the Resistol Rookie of the Year Award. Thank you to Equinity. It's all about the horse online at teamequinity.com, to M2 Ranch Jerky, to Unbeatable Feeds. Find a location near you at unbeatablefeeds.com. To Next Gen Rodeo, to the Cowboy Channel, to our friends at Rodeo Life Magazine. We appreciate them so much. To the Grandview at Las Vegas, to the folks at the Gooding, Idaho at the Gooding Pro Rodeo. They're getting ready to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Gooding County Fair coming up in 2025. All of those great partners and sponsors, and we're so proud to tell you about each and every one of them. J.D. Struxness is a six-time qualifier to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. The closest race at this year's NFR was in the steer wrestling. About $1,500 ahead of Will Loomis in the number 2 spot, less than $9,000 ahead of the first-time qualifier and NFR average winner Cash Robb, who finished third. I had a chance to catch up with J.D. Struxness and get his thoughts on winning that first world title. Thanks to Classic Ropes, success is in your hand, and Classic Equine, play to win. We are Classic Equine. Here's our interview with the world champion steer wrestler, J.D. Struxness. Let me start with a real kind of a dumb question. Has it sunk in yet?
It's sunk quite a ways down, but with the holidays and everything, we've been so busy running around and doing stuff to get ready for that. We haven't got time for it to sit and settle all the way in yet, but definitely has sunk in a ways, and we've been enjoying the time up here in Minnesota, enjoying it with family and friends.
Yeah. So your last, I want to take you to the 10th go-round of the NFR, and I want you to talk me through it. You were 3-6 on your last steer. You finished second in the round. Jesse Brown won the round with a 3-4. Justin Schaefer was third with a 3-7. You ended up winning the world title by less than $9,000 over Cash Robb, who won the average and was third, and by roughly $1,500 over Will Loomis, who was second in the average. Did you know on your last steer kind of what you needed to do? Were you able to figure it, or were you worried about it? Take me through that last run in that last round. I know everybody else has asked you the same question, but kind of take me through that 10th go-round.
Yeah, we knew coming into the 10th go-round, we needed a few things that we couldn't control to go our way, but the thing we could control is we knew we needed to win first or second in the round, depending on how the outside things went and whatnot. So, going into that 10th round, our plan was to be aggressive, and we were going to go. We were going for first. That was the only chance we had, and the only thing we could control was to go out and try and win first or second, and then you had to let everything else fall how it may.
Yeah.
In that go around.
I forget where you were in the draw, JD. Had Jesse Brown already run? Had Cash Robb already run? Had you seen those other fast times go ahead of you?
Yeah, we had seen them. We had saw those go ahead. I was 10th round. I was second to last out, and in that 10th round, and we we liked that spot for what I needed to do. That way we had a very, very good idea how fast I needed to be to win first or second in the round. And then we also got to see, a little bit of it unwind in front of us as far as the race went. Those fast runs had went. So, it was cock the hammer back and let it rip. And, trying to be 3-3 or shorter than 3-7 can be hard in that building sometimes. But we had a good steer that we like and knew we could do it on. So when it came my turn to go that night, it was just cock back, open up, and see what we could do.
That was my next question was going to be, did you know you had a steer you could be 3-6 on?
Yeah, I had a steer that had done well on earlier in the week. But he still left and ran, so we had to stick with our game plan all week of being aggressive at the barrier and then being aggressive at the on the ground so that we could make stuff happen fast.
Yeah. Which horse were you riding?
I was riding Ty Erickson's Horse Crush out
You were
there.
riding the horse of the year.
Yep.
You guys must have won $400,000 on that horse, because I remember seventh or eighth go round, or maybe even earlier than that. I added it up, and it was 270 at that point. You guys must have won a ton of money between the three of you on that horse.
Yeah, I think between the three of us, we were at like 370,000 somewhere in there. So, those horses they won a lot that week. So Ty was very proud of how those horses did all week. His horse and then Matt Reeves over there on the Hazen side, those horses made 30 plus runs that week, and I can't recall darn sure no major mistakes, and I don't recall any even minor mistakes that those horses made.
Yeah. So I've asked you a bunch about the 10th go round. I want to go through the whole NFR. You had successful times on 8 out of 10 steers. You took a no time on your first one. You bulldogged the next 9, and all of those runs were consistent. There was only one that you didn't place on. You were 4-4 in round 5, I think. You won round 4.
So.
Yeah, you won round 4 with a 3-6. Every run you made where you got a time was somewhere between 3-6 and 4-4. That's a pretty good NFR, JD.
It's a really good NFR. You take away that first steer, and that's kind of what we expected to go in and do. What we did on the other nine steers. We missed that first one, and then we picked ourselves back up, dusted off, and then just cocked the hammer, and it was see how much money we could win every night after that, because that's all. Average was basically out the window as far as getting up in the big checks in the average. That was out the window, so we were going to go just see how much money we could win each night, maximize steers, and make sure we got in the money as much as we could. Just keep going at it.
Yeah. When did you know? Because it was I'm on television and I got guys in my ear saying, "What do you think?" And there was a lot of conversation going on back and forth. As okay, what does Jay need to do here? And I was at a loss to try to figure all the scenarios as you were riding in the box. When did you know that you were going to be the world champion?
Just run that 10th round. You're always running the scenarios through your head, and when I went and got up in the arena, it just all kind of ran through my head quick, and I thought that'd be enough for a chance. We're gonna have to go down to the calculators for it. So there was a slight idea when I got up that there was a real good chance that I did it, and then standing back there, we're waiting for, we waited 5 or so minutes for the guys to confirm it and tell us who the world champ was. So
yeah,
waiting back there and trying to run all the numbers again through your head to see if it really was you. It was just kind of a nail biting scenario. And then when they finally grabbed us and told us who it was, the excitement was just unreal.
Yeah. You were going toe-to-toe with Will Loomis for 10 rounds. I'm not sure as a bulldogger that's a guy you want to be going toe-to-toe with, is it? He's so good at what he does. Tell me about and he got off to such a fast start. What did you and Will talk much during the rodeo?
Yeah, the bulldogging camaraderie, it's all, everybody's so tight back there, and we know what we're competing against, and it's a very, very friendly environment that we all have back there, and we talked all week, and me and Will ride right next to each other during the grand entry, so every night we'd talk about where the race was and how it was shaking up, and pretty sure that last night in the alley when we were uh, in the alley to go into the grand entry, he'd asked me what I needed to do to have a chance. And I told him, and we talked about our steers that we had and whatnot, slapped hands, and went on our way down to get ready to compete. So, no, the bulldogging camaraderie, you can't beat it. You're right there battling each other for world titles, and you're still giving each other advice on what you think of their steer, or what possibly if you have some information that might help them get by that steer a little better or anything, and then you slap hands and tell each other to bear down and good luck, and then you go at it and congratulate each other when you're done.
The most noticeable change I remember watching during the NFR, JD, was Jesse Brown switching horses, and he got off one of the greatest of all time, but for whatever reason it wasn't working on Tyson, and he changed horses, and then Tyler Pearson picked up, two guys that he didn't have when he started, to Hayes for on Metallica. Waggusback was one of them. Was Brown the other one? I forget.
It's Jesse Brown. He picked up Jesse Brown and then Dalton Massey later in the week.
That's it. Yeah, it was Dalton. That's right. And boy, those changes. Joe Beaver always says if it's not working, change something. Those changes worked for both of those guys.
Yeah, the Thomas Mack out there. That's a tough building, kind of all the way around to compete in. So the horsepower you need there, and you need everything to be on point. It doesn't take much of a slip for something to go wrong, or if you're just not clicking and jiving just right with your horse out there. The times are so fast that it doesn't take much to maybe need a little bit of a switch. And that's the great part about our event is you go back to one of your buddies and ask them, and they're usually always willing to help out and help you help create chances for you to hopefully turn your week around and win money.
Yeah. Tell me about Cash Rob. He ends up winning $301,000 for the year. We know he almost made the finals last year as a Rookie of the Year. I've got a funny feeling y'all are going to be paying a lot of attention to what that 21-year-old kid from Utah does the next few years.
Yeah, no, Cash Rob has had an outstanding start to his career here. He's really come on the last 2 years, and almost made the finals. Had an injury that stopped him from making the finals a year ago, and then to come back from that injury and be able to put himself in a situation where he was able to make it again at a young age, the year after. That shows a lot from his aspect. And then to come out into that building with everybody and perform like he did, he's Kid Bulldog's great. And then to show that, he's definitely going to be a force here for the next few years.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so here's the really important question I have to ask you, JD. You just won $309,000 for the year. I forget how much you won during the 10 days of the NFR, but you placed an 8 out of 10 go-rounds, so the answer is a lot. Is everybody in your family really expecting a big Christmas this year from you?
No, not too much so far. That's mostly just my wife wants me to put it all towards things she wants done on the place there, and then the girls, they always they always just want horse stuff. So there hasn't been too many big requests from the family so far.
Yeah, well, you still got a day and a half, so don't plan on quitting shopping yet. I'm just saying, JD. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What's your plan? Obviously, number one, I really appreciate your time during the holiday season to give me a few minutes and talk to annoying people like me who call you up and ask for interviews. So thank you very, very much for that.
No problem.
Yeah, Odessa's not too far off. Denver's not too far off. Are you already entered up and ready to go? Or are you healthy? How do you feel?
Yeah, no, we feel good. We took a break here over the holidays, but We'll head back after Christmas and start getting ready. We'll start out there in San Diego on the 10th of January, and then roll into Fort Worth and on into the winter rodeos there, and try and put the pedal down again.
Yeah. Take me back to the beginning. Take me back to the first couple of years of your career, and even before that. Isn't there a story about you that you were, when you were a kid, you played football and kind of fell into steer wrestling? Take me back to that, and would that young guy have ever believed that you would be a world champion someday?
But yeah, we played football and wrestled, and then rodeoed in high school, and as a kid, like every kid, I always had big dreams and aspirations of it, and then every step along the way, the dream just kept getting closer and closer to where I thought it was in grasp. And then as my career went on and made the NFR and climbed the ladder, then you started setting goals for it, and to accomplish that dream, there's nothing else like it. We've all worked at it and dream of it and set our goals for it every year. So to get that goal accomplished that was a huge accomplishment in my career.
Yeah. You're from a little town called Milan, Minnesota, right?
Yep.
Anything cool happen when the kid from Milan, Minnesota became the world champion steer wrestler?
Yeah, when we came back home, we had a good little party in town, welcome home party. There's a lot of friends and people that I hadn't seen for a long time that showed up and supported me at that. So it was fun to get together with everybody when we got home and see all the community support that we have behind us.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Get ready, because you're going to go to 100 rodeos more or less next year, and you're going to hear these words 100 times. Here comes the world champion, J.D. Struxness. If it hasn't already set in, it's about to. Couldn't be happier for you, J.D. It's fun to watch good guys have that kind of success, and what you did. No time in the first round, placed on 8 of the next 9, averaged, of those steers you bulldogged, you had to average 4 seconds or less per run. I mean, it was really an impressive performance, I thought, that you put together at the National Finals Rodeo.
Thank you. Yes, no, there was, that was besides that first year, that was one of the finals that we, you spend all that time preparing for, to go out there and have a week like that. So, besides one steer, to be able to go out and do that was really satisfying. And then walking away with the title, that made it even better.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I had one more question I was going to ask you, and I forgot earlier. You had one of the most veteran guys in bulldogging on the other side for you, and Matt Reeves, who was hazing for you. And again, I'm being a little bit nosy here, but what did you and Matt talk about when you were riding in on those last couple of steers? Because I know Matt well enough to know he might have had some pretty good advice for you getting ready to go run a steer. What did you guys talk much about what you needed to do and where you were, or did you just kind of know what you needed to do and where you were?
Yeah, it was knowing, but we talk about it, pretty much every night there, and we make our game plans back at the stalls on what steer we have drawn that night, and then we go in, and right before we ride in the box every time, there when they start to open the door, he would tell me to be aggressive and go do what I can do, and we'd slap hands and get after it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It worked. Whatever it is, you worked. J.D. Struxness, world champion steer wrestler, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, J.D.
Merry Christmas, Steve. We will talk to you later.
Steer wrestler J.D. Struxness, the newly crowned world champion. Thank you to Wrangler, Long Live Cowboys, to the Justin Boot Company, to Classic Ropes and Classic Equine for bringing you our featured interview of the week this week, to Resistol, proud sponsors of the Resistol Rookie of the Year Award, Unbeatable Feeds, to M2 Ranch Jerky. You can order M2 Ranch Jerky now on Amazon. To Equinity, it's all about the horse, Team Equinity. A big thank you goes to the Gooding Pro Rodeo in Gooding, Idaho, to Rodeo Life Magazine, and to Next Gen Rodeo, and of course to the Cowboy Channel. Get ready for the Gooding Pro Rodeo in Gooding, Idaho. The Gooding County Fair celebrates its 100th anniversary in 2025. Planning on headed to Las Vegas anytime? Think about staying at the Grandview at Las Vegas. They're online at dailymanagementresorts.com. In a day or two from now, we'll share an interview with Andrea Busby. She just set a brand new record, winning the average at this year's Wrangler NFR. Thanks for joining us. I'm Steve Kenyon. This is the Steve Kenyon Podcast.